What's up, gaming heroes, and welcome back to another awesome World of Warcraft video. In today's video, we're actually going to be looking at how I made 4 million gold in World of Warcraft. Thank you as always to my wonderful patrons who continue to support the channel with their real life money. You guys are getting access to my amazing guides on erosiumtv.com, and you're helping me achieve my dream of becoming a full-time content creator. Thank you to everyone who is supporting like that, but without further ado, let's get into the video. Okie dokie, so first is first, as I always like to say, is I don't trust what people say about gold making unless they are willing to show me their TSM profile. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and do the same. So I want to be clear with you guys, I play all forms of World of Warcraft, whether it PvP, Mythic Plus, raiding, gold making, casual leveling, everything like that. I do every single form of gameplay in World of Warcraft because that's what I enjoy. I like having all that variety of information and things that I can do in this wonderful game that we like to play. So as a result of that, oftentimes when a new raid comes out, such as the Sepulchre of the first one, I stop all my gold making. And that's pretty much what happened to me, which is why I very much had like just a maintenance time with my gold making for a little while as I was doing, raiding. I was making sure I had the best gear and everything like that. And it's only been over the last week or so I've really started to kick my my gold making back into position, which is what I like to do. So I was at 5 million a week ago, and I'm now at 4.5 million right now. So I've made about 1 million. And I'm doing pretty happy with that, to be honest. It's not just a profit that comes from the auction house or anything like that. I'm going to show you absolutely everything that I am doing. So let's look at the ledger. Now you've got a good indication of how much gold I've got, 4.5 million. And we're going to look at the ledger right now. So I'm going to show you the flipping that I've done in the last 30 days, which has contributed towards this gold making. Now it's really, really important you remember one thing when I'm doing flipping, is a lot of the time the flipping, the resale profit value isn't accurate, because I'll buy something like ore, I'll turn it into bars, and then I'll resell it for a lot more profit. This can't be covered in resale, it can only be covered in average sales. So I'll just show you what my flipping is on a whole so you have a good indication there. So over the last 30 days, I've made 328,000 gold from flipping. There are a few items where I've lost profit. I'm completely fine with that. That's okay. Things like that sometimes happen. Now looking at the top things that I flipped, some Wildvine, which I bought for 500 gold each, and I sold for 5,684 gold each, which is pretty good profit there. Pattern and Rune Stygian boots. These are wonderful, super easy to get. I bought these for 4,400 gold, and I sold them for 11,400. As you can see, there's lots of different ones here. Oftentimes my best flips aren't actually these high profit ones. They're actually the low profit ones, but I do them in such huge quantities that they really bring in a huge amount of gold. So for example, these Fell Iron bars, look at that average buy price, 24 gold. I sold these for 88 gold. That's a 63 gold profit over 1,022 items. That is incredible. Again, here for the Fell Cloth, I bought these for, 66 gold, and I resold them at 133 gold as an average sale price, making me 67 gold profit 240 times, which is blooming insane. Cobalt bars, we sold for 78 gold, but bought for 42 gold, meaning we got 35 gold profit on 978 bars. This is where I start to explain to you guys, there is a huge amount of profit in flipping. It's not all just buying ore, crafting into bars and then reselling it. There's a lot of just literally buying and reselling, and sometimes you are going to like make a mistake and you're going to occasionally sell something for lower value than you wanted to. It is what it is, don't worry about it. Now in terms of sales is what I really like to look at, because this will show when I buy something over 30 days ago and I've just sold it now, as an example. So I really liked that. So let's have a look here. It says in sales, I've had in the last 30 days 2.142 million gold, which I've made from the auction house. Now that doesn't take into consideration the expenses. There's 2.14 mil, and I spent about 1.5 mil on the auction house. So, I'm making money by spending money, in other words. Now, I did sell a BOE, which I was lucky enough to get from the auction house And I was really proud of that. I sold that for 93,000 gold, so it was nice, easy profit. These blackened Defiers leggings, I'm going to have to check how much I bought these for. I bought these for 3,795 gold, and I sold 2 of them this month for 36,000 gold. That's some good going in terms of flipping. Primordials, blood-soaked leg plates, I bought for 4,700. I sold them for 33,000 gold. Amazing, easy flip. Boots of the Black Flame, I'm pretty sure I crafted these for 7,000-ish gold, and I sold them for 22,000, meaning we made about 14 to 15k profit. Firekin bindings, I sold these for 19k. I bought these for 3,800. The Herbot, which is like the Murloc transmog, I bought this for 3,800 and I sold it for 19,000 gold. Firekin breeches, again, bought low, sell high. For anyone that's wondering, you can actually access all of these like transmogs that I've got here through my Island Expedition Transmogs group, which I have on my Patreon. If you want to check that out, you can do. If you want to check out my materials group, which I use for flipping, you can check that out on my Patreon as well. And it just shows absolutely everything that I scan on a daily basis to make tons and tons of gold. Now, if I were to look by groups alone, and let's say, let's select materials like so, select, and then you can see that through materials alone, I've sold 1.2 million worth of gold. Just from buying materials, selling them, or, you know, if I get them from the mission tables, then I send them over to this character and sell them here. If I were to look by just Island Expeditions alone, select this group, I've made 256,000 gold from Island Expeditions alone, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. We made some really good profit on some of these items. I'm really proud. Just keeping them posted on the auction house every day. There's no need to be like stressing if they don't sell. I just keep them posted. And the gold flows in, quite literally flows in. In terms of tailoring and enchanting, let's have a look there. It looks like we made 304,000 gold from tailoring and enchanting, and that is just mostly selling a few, you know, crafted transmogs, a few enchants, and things like that for things like the Mage Tower and such as that. Not a huge amount of gold, but it all adds up. Overall, it's been a mixture of crafting with tailoring, enchanting, flipping my transmogs, my Island Expedition Transmogs group, and also flipping my materials group as well. Materials is just something I absolutely love doing. For example, I just go to the auction house, I click on browse, and I'm using the TSM add-on. If you haven't got it, then you should definitely get it. And then I search by, say, bars and ore. And what I can see right now is there's a few really good deals, such as this Druid Fizzy one. He's doing a sneaky tactic where he basically is trying to bait people into posting lows that he can buy out their auctions, which is fine. I like to always buy his auctions because he's one of those beta people. You got to be careful of people like this. They're not very good players, and they're very toxic in the way that they deal with the auction house. They put things on low, wait for someone to make a mistake, then buy it out whilst they've made the mistake. It's quite a nasty way of playing, to be honest, but it is what it is. Either way, I will buy this because it is undervalued, and I will buy this as well because it's also undervalued. Buy that. The difference between what I'm doing and what this Druid Fizzy guy's doing is that I'm buying at a low price and reposting. I'm not tricking people into posting. That's a very different kettle of fish, if you ask me. Adamantium ore, I can see here these are posted ridiculously low, and I'm not really quite sure why. I know there's a lot here, 66,000, which means you're going to have quite a bit of competition. But I mean, this person's probably transferred from another realm with this amount of adamantium ore, and therefore is going to be wanting to sell it at a really specific price in order to make that profit. So you don't need to be too fearful of them. You just need to, you know, buy around the edges. I'm going to buy probably up to the 8 gold mark there. Actually, you know, I'll buy just under him, and then I can repost at his level there. Lovely jubbly. Adamantium or adamantium bars just there is also looking quite cheap. Let's have a look here. I can buy these and definitely sell them, so I'm going to buy this bottom ones just here and repost those nice and easy. And it's just like that. It's literally just looking for what are good deals and then buying and selling. Very easy to do. And as I say, I use these for all my groups, whether it's leather, all of that stuff. I scan it all. Now, let's move out of the materials groups and look at the Island Expedition group instead. Okie dokie, now we've done a quick scan here of the Island Expedition transmogs. We can see that there is an absolutely huge amount of good deals here, and it's just dependent on you know, what it is you're buying. Now, as people who are potentially buying Island Expedition transmogs, if you want to get access to my strings, you can just get access to those on my Patreon. But outside of that, when you're buying these transmogs, if you're using this, you really want to be making sure you're not overstocking anything. So if you're like buying, say, these Dark Animators pants, I would check to see how many I've got. I've actually got one of these, so I'm happy to have at least 5 of these at any one point. I'm completely happy to do that. Now, noticing that there are 3 listed at a low price, and there's one here for a semi-low price, which I'm quite happy to list it at. I'll buy properly all of those, actually. I might even buy the slightly more expensive one in order to control that auction house. I've got 4 of those listed now. Winter Scale Waistguard. How does that look? It's just a blue belt, really. And there's 3 below. How many have I got? I've got 2 of these. I'm happy to have up to 5 of these at any one time. I'm going to buy all the ones underneath me. I'm going to cancel mine. Cancel. Just make sure I've got none there. Great. Yep. Fantastic. So, oh. That's excellent. So we've got everything we need there. Now these here, I actually have 2 of these already. So it's going to have to be like not many on the auction house for me to entertain the idea. It's got 2 listed already, and they're only wrists. I could buy these and take myself up to 5. Why not? It's an easy buy, to be honest. It's not exactly a difficult stretch to buy those. I'm going to have them and just be able to sell through them occasionally. I've got too many of these as it is. I know I've got too many of those. Tombkeeper's Girdle. Never be dissuaded with girdles, whether it's belts, whether it's wrists, or whatever it is, because people need the whole set to collect the set. And oftentimes they'll spend, you know, triple the amount on braces than they would on chest piece. Be careful not to get overextended in a market such as the one I am here for these Hexweave Hydraxian leg wraps. You can easily overextend. Just be careful. Keep them in the bank if you've got any more than 3 posted. There's no point posting more than 3. Just keep them in the bank. I can see I've got none of these Dragon Riders boots, and I really like the price on these Dragon Riders boots. Currently, I think that these will sell at some point, so I'm going to buy 5 of them. I'm not going to overextend the market, but I will buy 5. There you go. And I'm going to keep it at that price as well. I'm completely fine with it being at that price, because what will happen is these people will sell, and then the rotation of the vendor for the Island Expeditions will change, and suddenly there's no more Dragon Riders boots, and they'll all sell through theirs really quick because it's a low price, and then mine will continue to be posted at the region value price, which is 7,951 gold, and I will make a decent profit on those at that point. So I'm not too desperate to sell my items right away. Happy to keep posting them and just wait for the perfect time to make my profit. These plundered hats here, these are basically pirate transmogs. There's 5 of these here. They're bought pretty often. I'm going to buy 5. Yeah, and as I say with these things, I'm completely happy to do that. Frostwind gloves. Let's have a look here. We've got 1 of these posted so far. These sell a lot slower than a lot of my other transmogs, so I'm going to stay away from those right now. Now, I could look at these Dragon Riders leggings and see here that these are a really, really good price. So I am actually going to buy out 3 of those just because it's a little bit too cheap for me to say no to. This Spirit Burrow's crown is actually a really, really good price at 10k. This should be selling a lot higher, but I'm not going to go into that quite now. But I just want to show you a quick example of how I make decisions when it comes to like transmogs and the like to that. Okie dokie, let's get that reposted back on the auction house to give me some of that gold. Lovely jubbly. So as you can see, we are listed at 9 million gold right now, so we've got a huge amount of potential when it comes to making more gold. Now, if I'm in a situation where I want to restock some of my groups, whether they are tailing groups, whether they're enchanting groups, whatever it is, I just simply come over to my engineering, and this is my banking character that I use to post everything on the auction house. I just come over to TSM groups and I click restock, and that will restock my jewelry crafting, engineering, tailoring, and enchanting. If I click restock right there, that will then create an automatic restock for all of my items, and it will tell me I need to spend like something like 5 million or something ridiculous like that, just because I haven't got my engineering ones sorted properly yet. Let's just clear out engineering and jewelry crafting. I don't need those two. Let's just keep enchanting and tailoring. That tells me I need to spend 59k, and I'll bring in a profit revenue of about 537,000 gold as profit once I've crafted through all of this wonderful, wonderful stuff. So that gives me a really, really good situation to be in terms of gold making. And it's as easy as once I've got that group done, I can then just click open task. And now this character will go ahead to the auction house and will buy all of the materials required from the auction house, such as this. Let's go. Oh yes, let's just scan all that. And it will scan out through all the items I need to buy. Once I've bought all these items, it will say, right, send them to the character that crafts them. And it sends it all over to my tailoring character and the enchanting character, and it crafts them and then sends them back ready to be sold. That way I can keep a list of various different professions always crafted. At the moment, I am working on a separate series to this for my rogue, which is a gold making from level 10 to 60. We're basically flipping, started with 10,000 gold and we've worked all the way up to 250,000 gold already. So it's pretty good. And we're leveling that character at the same time. So check out that series. So that's how you do the crafting. Super easy, super easy peasy. Now we've moved on to something like my mission tables. Then you can see a good indication of how I make a ton of profit with my mission tables. So let's just log into a random character such as Erosium right here. All right, so this is the final where I make a ton of gold. And that is very simply just doing my mission tables every single day. I use an add-on called TLDR, which allows me to quickly send out certain missions and not others. So for example, I don't do cooking missions, which gives me, you know, meat. Meat doesn't sell very well on my realm, so I don't bother with that. I do all of my other missions right there, which is super useful and very good add-on to have. TLDR missions. Feel free to check out my link for my add-ons in the description, which I have a separate website just to display every add-on I've actually got. Now, this obviously is getting me a banging amount of gold right now, and that is just all the crafting materials. I'm getting all of the raw gold, all of the polished pet charms, which I can convert to pets to sell on the auction house, everything like that. There is so much gold to be made from the mission tables, and that's what I do every single day on my characters. Each character makes about 1,800 to 3,000 gold per day just from doing the mission tables, which is a redonkulous amount of gold and super easy to get. I have 23 characters currently doing mission tables, so it gives you a good indication of how that gold really shoots up in an exponential way. So there we have it. That is my gold making here in World of Warcraft and how I made 4 million gold. I'm really, really proud of this achievement, and I will continue to make gold and update you when I've hit 5 million gold as well. Thanks for watching. Check out my Patreon if you want to support me. Join the Discord. Link is in the description, and I'll see you next time. This is Erosium, out.